Hey guys, I'm Props, and today I'm going to show you how I made Iron Man's Mark 1 Arc Reactor using my 3D printer and some spray paint. So I printed all of these parts off on my Ender 3 using some translucent PLA, and I just printed everything in this clear PLA besides those black ring parts that go around the top of it. Everything slides into place besides the bottom ring section, and you just super glue that on. And then for all of the copper ring parts, those just slide in around the clear ring. If these instructions aren't super clear, just check the Thingiverse link, and that has an expanded image that kind of shows everything. I then painted the bottom base black, and then the top ring, and then the bottom kind of structure with some silver spray paint, just making sure to let that clear all the way. And then I went through and painted the copper ring parts with some copper spray paint, and I just used a small brush and dry brushed this over those layered details that are on the black ring parts. And I just went really carefully with this just so that I didn't get any copper paint on the black outer rim part. I then went through and super glued all of the parts together just using some cyanoacrylic super glue, and I just put a few drops on all of the connection points and then slid everything in together. If you really wanted these clear parts to be really clear, you could print them with a lower infill and a lower wall height, or you could cast them and then mold them and then use some clear epoxy resin to make them completely translucent, or you could print it on a resin printer. I might get a resin printer soon just because they're super awesome for printing little gems and any small amount of details, so I might cash up and buy one of those eventually. You do want to make sure that you don't get what's called hazing on the clear parts using the super glue, and that's if you put too much and then it kind of whitens and it doesn't look very good. So just make sure to use the super glue in moderation. I then went through and glued on that top ring and then slid on all of those copper ring parts that I painted earlier. And the copper ring parts do flex a little bit when you put them on the clear ring. If you don't want that to happen because you might accidentally break them, you could print the clear ring just slightly smaller than it is right now, and then everything would just slide on top. But I didn't feel like gluing those ring parts in place, so I just used the friction fit to hold it. Once everything was put together, I went through and glued together some wires to make kind of the connection port part that is on the Arc Reactor that connects to Tony Stark's torso. And yeah, I'm calling it done. Overall, I'm really happy with how this whole thing turned out. It's definitely a lot better of a model than the original one that I modeled a while ago, just because I didn't have access to as accurate modeling software. But I definitely like how accurate this looks, especially compared to some blueprints that I found. I do have the links for this in the description if you guys want to print that, so go and check that out. Be sure to check out my Patreon. My Patreons currently cover all the black paint I used. I don't think I used any of the acrylic stuff in this video, but most of the videos I use that. If you guys don't mind liking and subscribing, please do. Let me know what builds and stuff you guys want me to make, and I'll get making them. See you guys next vid, and happy crafting. Bye.